Welcome everyone to another episode of Product Today. For a change, the host has changed. It's not your usual host, which is Afreen, but this is Manav here. I'm the host for this very special episode of Product Today. In today's exclusive episode, we have Suchit Majumdar, who is our product management expert. We'll be interviewing Suchit on a topic that a lot of you have been asking for long that we should be discussing, which is product strategy. And this is a field which everybody wants to do, every budding product manager wants to do. And if you are watching this video, do ensure that you watch till the end, because what we are going to do is do this topic in 3-part series. So there are going to be 3 parts of this product strategy episode. Part 1, today we are going to just touch upon what is product strategy. Part 2, we are going to talk about how do you do product strategy on a day-to-day basis and what elements of product levels in product management. For example, as a product manager, what kind of product strategy would you do? As a senior product manager, what kind of product strategy would you do? And in the last episode, we'll talk about the tools and the frameworks that you need to do to actually become successful at doing product strategy. So those are the 3 parts. Let's start with the first part today by welcoming Suchit. Welcome, Suchit, to this exclusive episode, and very happy to have you here.
Manav, I'm equally glad to be a part of this the series, and it'll be great to kind of share some insights here and learn a lot from the others.
Yeah. So Suchit, since this episode is specifically about product strategy, firstly, help me understand that how is that different from business strategy? Both of us have gone to top business schools. We have learned always about business strategy. So can I assume that product strategy is the same as business strategy? And if yes, if not, what are the similarities? What are the differences? And can you define product strategy for me?
Okay. So, I mean, at a grassroots level, we kind of consider strategy, the word strategy. Now, the word strategy in itself, it's basically a plan, it's a way of thinking, right? So how do we kind of achieve some goals? So strategy at a grassroots level, the definition stays the same. But when you think from a business overall, so let's say a company has a lot of different products, and if you're strategizing for the company overall, the business overall, that goes into the business side. But if you're very specifically focusing on a particular product, say it could be a detergent bar, okay? So if you're only focusing on that particular product in isolation, you are talking about product strategy for that particular product. So that's the primary difference between product strategy for businesses and product strategy for any product.
Okay.
Sorry, so strategy for businesses versus strategy for product.
Makes sense. Now, help me understand. This would make sense, when a business is there which has product. But what if my business is to build product, which is what if I am a product company itself? Let's say Facebook is a product company. Then do I have a separate business strategy and a separate product strategy?
Okay. I think this is an interesting question because with the advent of the internet era, right, a lot of businesses changed their models and they came online. They became virtual businesses where your products are also digital. Okay, so you don't have a physical existence of these products. So a lot of these companies, in fact, the idea of product management was also driven from a lot of these tech companies that actually that kind of incubated in the West, and the idea of product management really prospered there. So what happens here is if the company, as like if you see the company overall, now Facebook isn't a single product, right? It might seem on the outside that they're just building one product, which is Facebook, but no, Facebook is technically a combination of multiple sub products. It could be something as simple as the wall, the comments, the like buttons, or any kind of emoticons that they're using, the news that they are providing, the different channels that they integrate you with. Okay, so there's like so many different features and sub products that are being integrated into one massive platform that we know of Facebook as today. So technically, if you look at Facebook overall, what they're trying to achieve and how would they try to achieve, that is something that the business people would be really aligned to. Now, within that, to achieve the minor goals, the smaller goals that will take them to their mission and vision. So mission is a broader one. So to get to their vision, okay, these goals are formulated on a product basis. So how do I use a certain product to get into that particular vision, and how soon can I get there? So you go to isolate a company's business strategies, okay, and then integrate it into the individual product strategies so that all of these products cumulatively can help you get to your business strategy.
Right. So as you rightly mentioned that, at different levels, you gave a good example of Facebook, and Facebook would have different products. It could have a product for businesses, product like Instagram, product within Instagram, sub product. So as a product manager or as a budding product manager, from a strategy point of view, where do I start? Right. And what kind of strategy, when I use the word, everybody gets excited about this word called product strategy. So will I be building a strategy for a specific sub feature, like feature of Facebook? It could be like button, or it could be something, different. And does that mean the VP of product is making usually, or the SVP of product is making the overall product strategy? And if I'm starting in this field, like, do I need to even bother about product strategy, considering that most of it is going to be handed to me?
Okay, I think like if I were to share my take on this, what I would really consider is product strategy is not something that only is done at the top, right? Product strategy is something that comes at every level. Even if you're the most junior most person in the team, you need to think strategically, because product manager, the word product manager in itself says that you are a person who thinks strategically towards finding solutions, or rather solution that do betterment to your products. And these solutions to ideally end towards achieving or fulfilling the goals that your company desires to achieve. So it is practiced at all levels, but the level, the outcomes of those strategy, okay, they'll keep differing at every level. So what you're trying to achieve at a VP level might be a little broader than what you're trying to achieve at a APM level, right? So the idea is you got to percolate the strategy. Mostly a lot of companies follow the top-down approach, wherein the top management, they decide the mission and vision, and then from there it is drilled down into goals. Okay, so if you want to kind of achieve product strategy effectively, so it has to drill down from the top, and then at every level they should have some definitive outcome that they are trying to achieve. Now, to give a very simple example here, so let me first explain the idea of what product strategy is, then I'll try to kind of simplify the idea how people think at different levels. Now, let's say product strategy. Okay, if I were to define product strategy is more about a high-level plan that that people create, or product managers create to kind of achieve the business outcomes. Okay, whatever the business wants to achieve, we create plans plans that will help us accordingly to achieve that particular goal. Now, it generally answers certain very basic questions as to what is a company trying to achieve, okay? And to get there, how would you kind of strategize on the type of customer, the persona that you're trying to target, okay? What kind of goals will help us achieve those targets? So there's a lot of granular information that needs to be captured at every level so that we can get there. Now, to be very fair, when you have a vision, okay, you build a strategy to achieve that vision, you got to keep different stakeholders in mind. It could be your customers, it could be a business, it could be competitors, it could be your macro and micro factors that could affect your product. So there are like plenty of such things that you usually keep in mind. And basis of those, you actually drill down and you make your roadmaps. Now, say at a VP level, if I were to kind of think of it from a VP level, what I would kind of think is, let's say my company needs to grow the user base, right? So let's say we are at 100 million users right now, and we want to scale it to say 500 million users. Okay, so at a VP level, my strategies would align, okay, what do I need to do as a company to get to that 100 to 500 jump? Okay, so that's at a very high level. Now, maybe at their level, they would possibly think of probably acquisitions, or they would think about building some parallel products, or think about merging with some other companies and competitors. So they're talking at a very high level. Now, if you drill down a little further, let's say the company finalizes on the idea that, hey, you know what, we need a feature that helps better communication with our customers. Okay, so they are trying to build this sub-product into their system. A lot of people call them features or sub-products or products. So it varies. I mean, there are different terminologies that are being used. So let's say they want to build a product that helps them communicate more effectively with their customer base, so that they can get more referrals from their customers. So in this case, say the next level of leaders in product management, okay, in product management vertical, what they'll try to do is they'll try to define, okay, if we need effective communication, what are the things that we can develop? Okay, and let's say they come up with a channel, they say that, okay, you know what, we'll have emails, we'll have Slack, we'll have some XYZ communication. Okay, so you're trying to kind of now narrow down as to what will help you get there. Okay, so to achieve that particular product. Now, after that, when you go to a particular product, sub-product, okay, let's say the emailer, okay, the emailer module is a sub-product. Now, in this, possibly there'll be PMs and lead PMs who will be kind of working on it and thinking, okay, how do I ensure that I can build this feature effectively in the next few months? Okay, so they're going to build those strategies around how to get there. Okay, and not only that, they should be aware of who's the end user, how are they going to use it, how well do I understand them, why am I building it? In fact, the why should come at the top for every level of leaders. Okay, and then finally, once you have kind of put it down onto a paper, now you give it to your other teams to kind of start working on it. So the thought process, the entire sequence of things that are supposed to be done is to a great extent defined in the strategy documents. And these documents are primarily built by various levels of product management leaders in the company for different products.
Sure. So this was great. We'll continue our discussion about product strategy and how does it differ with from product roadmap, etc. in another episode. But for this episode, we'll wind up here. Just before we wind up, I would want you to recap and tell us, one more time in 3 sentences, what is product strategy and what is not product strategy?
Okay. So I think if I were to kind of redefine this in 3 lines, what I would say is definitely that if your outcomes are aligned to a business success, okay, it can be achieved through 2 measures. One is business strategies and one is product strategies. Business strategies take care of things not only that are about products, but also on a wider scope. You think more on the terms of the market, the competition, okay, and maybe in different forms of acquisition or partnership. So there will be a lot more, revenue, so sizing, TAM, and there's a lot that you can possibly think on. But when you lay your focus a little more concentrated on the actual products that you are building for the company, okay, and you're specifically thinking, okay, what can I do for this particular product? Okay, that's where a product strategy really kicks in. Okay, so there's a subtle difference between a business strategy and a product strategy. So business strategy would be a wider scope. Product strategy is a little more narrow scope.
Got it. Got it. Awesome. It was good connecting with you, Sujit, for the first episode of this exclusive series that we are doing on product strategy, and look forward to seeing you in the second part of this 3-part series.
Thank you. It was equally interesting and really awesome for this. I'm really happy for this series that we are building. Thank you.
Thank you.